Welcome to an information-packed half-hour journey, of course, one for the archives. I'm Theodore Henry, your facilitator for today's Jamaica Magazine journey.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, August 26. Jamaicans are being urged to review earthquake preparedness measures. The advisory follows this morning's 4.8 magnitude earthquake. The quake occurred about 7:28 a.m., 8 kilometers east of Mile Gully in Manchester on the Spur Tree Fault system with a depth of 24 kilometers. Tremors were felt across several western and central parishes. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is warning members of the public to avoid public gatherings, including parties and special events. This comes against the background of the nation recording 3 more COVID-19 related deaths and 120 new confirmed cases yesterday. The deceased are a 76-year-old female from St. Catherine, an 89-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew, and a 70-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew. The total deaths from COVID-19 now stands at 19. In a press release, the Health Ministry notes that 72 of the new cases were recorded in St. Catherine, 23 in Kingston and St. Andrew, 15 in Portland, 5 in St. Thomas, 1 in Clarendon, 1 in Trelawney, 2 in St. Anne, and 1 in St. Mary. 2 of those cases are contacts of confirmed cases, while 118 are currently under investigation. In the meantime, the ministry is asking everyone to continue to observe the infection prevention and control measures to guard against the spread of COVID-19. The National Works Agency, NWA, will be spending $54 million to repair roads affected by heavy showers in recent days. Rain brought on by the passage of Tropical Storm Laura on the north of the island Sunday damaged several roads and bridges. NWA CEO E.G. Hunter says the money to fix the affected roadways will come from the agency's existing budget.
Some 20 locations and communities island-wide have been identified as having been impacted by the rainfall. The 20 locations are in 7 parishes, and the total estimated costs to reopen the various corridors impacted by the rainfall now stands at about 54 million Jamaican dollars.
Mr. Hunter was speaking at a virtual press briefing on Monday. In the meantime, a contract has been awarded for the design and construction of a new drain at Tinson Pen. The new drainage system is expected to alleviate long-standing flooding along Marcus Garvey Drive in Kingston. The most recent flooding occurred on Sunday. NWA CEO E.G. Hunter says the new drain will cost $1 billion to install.
We awarded a contract to SEAC, Consulting Engineering Company, and SEAC is now in the process of fine-tuning and finalizing that design, which will ultimately lead to the construction of Sandy Gully type drainage infrastructure in that section of the city.
Come September, the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, will be rolling out a program to get more households into farming. Peter Thompson, Chief Executive Officer of RADA, says the aim is to assist householders and their families to benefit from increased nutritional intake.
We are on that drive now to assist householders who have adequate land space in their backyards. We will be providing kits, which will include packages of seeds, fertilizers, and probably some chemicals, as well as instructions as to how to, grow these particular vegetables, condiments, etc.
Mr. Thompson also says RADA will continue to link farmers to markets through its Agricultural Linkages Network in partnership with the Tourism Enhancement Fund, TEF. Mr. Thompson was speaking during a recent interview on the JIS Get the Facts television program. And finally, the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, is working on building out a drone unit and developing mobile apps to assist with its agricultural solution initiatives. The drone will assist with the agency's predial larceny program, identify crop areas to get accurate measurement of land parcels, and for vegetation indexing to determine the nutrient status of the soil and crop.
We are using drone now in RADA. We have established a drone unit as a result of bilateral cooperation between RADA and the CTA of the Netherlands, and we have gotten a drone from them, and we are now building out a drone unit, trying to get more advanced drone.
Mr. Thompson was speaking during a recent interview on the JIS Get the Facts television program. He says RADA will be working with more young persons from the College of Agriculture, Science and Education, the Northern Caribbean University, and the University of the West Indies to develop technologies geared towards agricultural solutions. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Practice good hygiene by washing your hands frequently using soap and water. Here's how you should do it while conserving water. Turn on the tap to wet your hands, then turn off the pipe. Lather your hands and the tap with soap. Turn on the tap and wash your hands, back, front, and in between fingers. Use some of the water to wash off the tap, then turn it off. Dry your hands with disposable hand towels. If you don't have running water, use a hand rub containing 62% or more alcohol. If hand sanitizers are not available, rubbing alcohol, Dettol, white rum, or household bleach will do the trick. And if all else fails, let hand washing and the handling of potable water be a two-person event. Each person will take turns pouring and washing hands with sitting water. Now is a good time to consider installing a tap on your containers to reduce the risk of water contamination. Faucets can be easily attached to drums, buckets, or 5-gallon water bottles. And to ensure that the outside of the containers are clean when recapping, disinfect it with hand rub containing alcohol that's 62% or more. The 5 R's of water conservation are also necessary to practice. Reduce water wastage by investing in water-saving devices. Reuse water at least twice before discarding. Replace leaking pipes, faucets, and other plumbing equipment. Recycle wastewater and use it for gardening, car washing, or cleaning of public spaces. And reclaim water through rainwater harvesting. We all must play our part to ensure there's water to combat the coronavirus and stave off prolonged drought.
Jamaicans are a touchy-feely bunch. We love to show and share our affection. That's one of the reasons the current global COVID-19 pandemic has been so difficult to bear. There can be no hugging, handshakes, fist bumping, or kissing. And most importantly, we now have to ensure that we maintain a physical distance of at least 6 feet apart. Social distancing is one of the methods the government of Jamaica is using to contain the spread of the novel coronavirus. This involves limiting frequent or close physical contact. In addition, persons are required to stay at least 2 meters apart. Why? Because COVID-19 is spread through droplets when an infected person coughs, sneezes, and even talks. By minimizing the amount of close contact we have with others, we reduce our chances of coming in contact with those droplets and catching the virus. As new information emerges and situations improve, the government of Jamaica has been adjusting the rules. But some things remain constant, like wearing masks when entering public spaces, avoiding touching mouth, eyes, or nose, washing hands frequently with soap and water, and using a hand sanitizer if soap and water is not readily available. Generally, public gatherings should not exceed 20 persons, and the 6 feet apart minimum should be maintained. There is now a 50-person limit at weddings and funerals, provided that the venue allows for the 6 feet apart rule.
The number of persons in the space to square footage, 1 person to 36 square feet, which would give you the ability in terms of the functional space to maintain social distance. That if you stand in the square of 36 in the center, then you should have 3 feet apart. The other person standing in the other square should have 3 feet apart between both squares. From the center, you should have your 6 feet apart. So if your space can only accommodate 30 people with that physical distance requirement, then it is only 30 persons. If your space can take 1,000 persons, there is a cap, only 50.
A maximum of 15 persons can be at a burial site. Social distancing is also required in all public and private offices. The same is true for business establishments. Dining at restaurants is permitted, but occupancy cannot exceed 50% of the facility's capacity with no more than 4 persons seated at a table. Only 60% of the seating capacity at cinemas, playhouses, and theaters can be used, with 2 rows left empty to facilitate the movement of persons across the width of the venue. A family or group of 4 are allowed to sit side by side. Buses will only be allowed to carry seated passengers. Public passenger vehicle license holders may carry the full complement of passengers as stipulated by their license. This, however, is subject to all occupants wearing masks, all windows being open, and air conditioning being off.
Remember, observe the measures. Wear your mask, do your hand sanitizing, do your social distancing, and just be very careful about your personal health and your own interactions.
On election day, all electors must wear a mask and have their hands sanitized. Electors must observe 6 feet physical distancing and remove your mask when instructed by the presiding officer so you may be identified. You will be issued a ballot along with a pencil and directed to the voting booth. Hand your ballot to the presiding officer and place your pencil in the box for used pencils. Sanitize your hand before dipping your finger in the electoral ink. This is a message from the Electoral Commission of Jamaica.
The Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston is an entryway into Jamaica. Since the global outbreak of COVID-19, several health security measures have been implemented to protect visitors and Jamaicans against the spread of the virus. Here are the safety guidelines to expect as you come through the airport.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. In light of the current coronavirus pandemic, PAC Kingston Airport Limited wishes to advise of the following COVID-19 protocols. Only passengers and staff are allowed inside the ticketing concourse. All farewell activities must be done at the departure curbside. Maintain physical distance of 6 feet. Wash hands for 20 seconds. Avoid touching your face and wear a mask at all times.
We need to have in mind that we are in a new normal, and this is a new layer. All the tests, the interviews done by the Minister of Health are a new layer, a new activity, so you need to be patient. Everybody that is involved in the service chain, we are trying to do our best to make you feel comfortable, make you feel welcome. Everybody coming to the airport, they need to wear a mask. That's mandatory. We are asking you to keep your relatives outside of the building.
Just prior to disembarking the plane, or as you do, you will be greeted by health officials explaining the procedures to be followed as you go through the airport. First, you must sanitize and adhere to physical distancing protocols. You will have to repeat these measures as you move through the airport.
We put more than 1,000 decals advising our visitors about social distancing. We put those in the check-in counters, in the screening checkpoints, in the baggage claim at Customs Hall, in the immigration hall, in very different places so everybody can identify where to stand while they are waiting for a service.
Government has revised the health screening process for airports. As such, not all incoming passengers will be tested at the airport. Based on observation and the health screening process, the medical officials will determine if you are high risk and must do a COVID-19 test on spot or at a later date.
We are moving away from testing persons at the airport when they come in. Right now, we continue to sample some of the flights in order for us to get an idea if there are positive cases that continue to come into the island.
Technology plays a big role to gain access to Jamaica. While at the airport, visitors are required to download the Jam COVID-19 app onto their device. During this process, you will have to confirm the information provided on the travel authorization form you filled out prior to traveling.
Right now, we're using the app for the geofencing, where they get the calls to ensure that they're in the right location. But right now, you will get calls from the health department to check on your temperature and if you're having any symptoms, and persons from the health department will visit. But as we go into hundreds and hundreds of persons that are coming into the parish, it's not going to be so easy. But there will be a new way to do this, in that you will be required to put in your temperature and your symptoms on the app, and the health department will be able to monitor you from this.
After completing the health and app processes, you will be allowed to move on to immigration. You will be denied access to immigration if clearance was not granted by the previous steps. You may be issued a ticket or escorted to immigration to prove that you were indeed processed at steps 1 to 3. Also, don't forget to sanitize as you move from one area to the next. Health officials may instruct you to do so if you don't, but for your own safety, just do it. Baggage claim is not the regular affair of grabbing your bag and go. Within this area, strict protocols must be followed. Therefore, only a few persons at a time are allowed inside the turnstile area. Depending on the number of persons inside the room, you may have to wait until others have claimed their luggage and exited. Or you may be asked to take a seat inside the area and wait for others before you go. Also at baggage claim, the health officials often conduct a pep talk with passengers on Jamaica's regulations pertaining to quarantine, social distancing, and the wearing of masks. Be sure to listen. Inside the customs hall at NMIA, you must wait until it's your turn, and you are thus instructed to be assessed by a customs officer. You must stay behind the designated line at all times while being processed. Security personnel are on hand to ensure you follow these guidelines, or else.
In Jamaica, we welcome all visitors, businessmen, Jamaicans coming to see their relatives, to see their friends. Everybody's welcome. But we need to be totally sure that you are safe and the people of Jamaica are safe. So yes, we are not doing that to make you feel uncomfortable. We are doing that, as a parent of the government, to have everybody safe. That's the main objective of that.
Welcome home. Drive safe to your destination, and remember to adhere to the country's COVID-19 protocols.
We thank you for choosing the services of the Norman Manley International Airport.
Motorists, when driving on the road, here are some simple reminders. Look out for and extend courtesy to all road users. Give plenty of room to pedestrians, especially in wet weather. Drive slowly. No bother wet them up. Slow down when approaching a pedestrian crossing or school, and always be prepared to stop. Remember, a school zone is a 30-kilometer zone. Cut your speed. Drivers of large and slow-moving vehicles should always keep in the far left hand of a dual carriageway. Keep it simple. Drive left and pass right. These are just simple reminders of your road duties. Drive safely.
Modernization continues to be a major facet of our nation, whether from bus doors or fuselages to your work environment. Through a modernized process, here's how one government initiative, the Public Sector Transformation and Modernization Program, is working to meet the needs of citizens.
Transformation is about creating a public sector that can adapt to a radically changing environment to meet the needs of the 21st century citizen. And that's exactly what the Public Sector Transformation and Modernization Program, PSTMP, has been doing right here in Jamaica.
Public Sector Transformation and Modernization Program is a government-wide initiative managed by the Office of the Cabinet. The program encompasses projects which build the capacity of workers and provide support and direction to ministries, departments, and agencies to enable them to deliver the highest quality of services to people who do business with the government of Jamaica.
One service being transformed is the registration of businesses at the Companies Office of Jamaica. In times past, business or company owners had to go through several tedious steps to complete this process.
The customer would come to the company's office to register a business name. Then he or she would have to go to the tax office to get an NIS number. The transaction cost, the travel cost to do that was high. The time to register a business name was high as well.
In 2008, the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries implemented a one-stop shop program. And in 2014, the Business Registration Form, or BRF, was developed.
You complete the business registration form, more popularly known as the super form. You submit it to the company's office, and once you have done that, once the application is approved, then you are not only registered with the company's office, but you're also registered with the Tax Administration Jamaica. So you get a TRN, Taxpayer Registration Number. You're registered with the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, so you get an NIS number, and you are registered to deduct contributions on behalf of your employees for NHT and Hard Trust. So with the introduction of the super form, transaction costs were cut significantly, as well as the time to register. And it was more convenient because you just had to come to the company's office and you'd be registered with all the other business startup agencies.
The BRF has significantly reduced the amount of time to start a business, from 6 to 4 days for a company and 4 to 2 days for a business name. To date, approximately 50,400 business names and 14,000 company names have been registered using the form. But it doesn't stop there. In April 2014, the Public Sector Transformation Modernization Program team started working with the COJ to develop an electronic version of the manual business registration form, the EBRF.
The electronic business registration form is just to allow persons to register their business names from anywhere in the world that they are. So they don't need to come into the company's office. They can stay whether they're at their homes or in their offices, as I said, wherever in the world they are, and register their business names. You can find the EBRF form on our website. The website is www.orcjamaica.com.
All that's needed is reliable internet access, a subscriber account with the COJ, an email address, a scanner for uploading documents, and information to register your business or company name. And for those who may not have access to a computer or internet service, the EBRF will be accessible through kiosks set up in revenue service centers across the island, as well as at the company's office in Kingston.
So the kiosks are really set up to allow persons who do not have internet access otherwise to register their business names online. And they will be using the electronic business registration form that is just an electronic version of the super form. There are 3 kiosks that will be placed at revenue service centers in Montego Bay, in Twickenham Park, and in the Constant Spring tax offices. Those are the first set. There will be other kiosks in the future.
Once you have successfully registered your business or company name on the COJ website, you will get an update within 2 days. A notification will be sent to you via email that the COJ has completed the registration of your company or business name. The email will also include an electronic copy of the certificate of registration. You can then arrange for the registration certificate to be sent to you by courier, or you may pick up the certificate at the company's office.
The international investing community as well as the local investing community, they look at the World Bank's Doing Business Index, in which it ranks country according to the seamlessness of doing business in order to mobilize investments. When an investor is thinking about investing, they look at that index. Now, the Companies Office plays an important role in the mobilization and creation of businesses. And one of the things that we want is to create business as efficiently as possible, because entrepreneurship is important to economic activity and the acceleration of economic growth. The Companies Office has space constraint, so they much rather people not come into the office in order to register their businesses, because it's a more efficient process. And that is why the electronic registry is so important, because we need to create more businesses in order to accelerate economic growth and to create more jobs in order to improve the quality of life of our people.
The Public Sector Transformation and Modernization Program, PSTM, will continue to increase public sector efficiency and satisfaction, making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. The EBRF is a project of the Public Sector Transformation and Modernization Program of Government and the Companies Office of Jamaica. The project is funded by the Inter-American Development Bank under the Public Sector Efficiency Program.
For more information on the electronic business registration form, you can go online, www.orcjamaica.com. You can email us at costsupport@orcjamaica.com, or you can call us at 908-441-9223.
Register your business online, register your business
from anywhere in the world.
It's easy to register your business or your
Register
company.
your business at the Companies Office of Jamaica's website, orcjamaica.com. A message from the COJ and the Public Sector Transformation and Modernization Program of Government and the Inter-American Development Bank.
We've been talking about developments or modernization moves in transport. We want to add a little more fuel by telling you about some works that you should be seeing coming out of the Transport Ministry this fiscal year. The ministry will be working to upgrade the Lionel Densham Aerodrome for approximately $103 million. The second, to enhance safety at the Norman Manley International Airport, a low-level wind shear alert system will be implemented to provide information in real time to warn pilots of weather conditions. And the third, the JUTC will be implementing the second phase of an oil filtration system at the Spanish Town Depot and introducing a biodiesel project and electric buses. Watch out, because big modernization plans are happening for our transport sector and the nation at large. We're well on our way to making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and of course, do business. Your journey with Jamaica Magazine ends here, but that's just for today. Tomorrow promises much more information. But until then, get access to this and other past episodes on our YouTube channel. And as you click, stop by the JIS website. It's www.jis.gov.jm, and also remember to follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. From all of us here, stay safe. I'm Theodore Henry. See you soon.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service.
the voice of Jamaica.